Hello there, this is Mr. Benji again. In this tutorial, I will demonstrate some more various different strategies in solving problems when they come to the topic of percentiles, percentile ranks, and interpolation. Let's consider this question, and again, you would recognize this as really the same frequency distribution that we've seen in prior tutorials. The question is this: what is the percentage rank for x equals 8? Right off the bat, x equals 8, we would take a look at where x equals 8 is. So this is where it is, x equals 8, while also keeping in mind, that x equals 8 falls in the range, x equals 8 falls in the range between 8.5, which is the upper real limit of x equals 8, and 7.5, which is the lower real limit of the category x equals 8. And so to lay this out, let's just put the upper and the lower real limits in for our consideration. So we have 8.5 as well as 7.5. These are the upper and lower limits of the range that we're looking at. Okay? And the corresponding percentage rank, we would refer to the cumulative percentage. 8.5 corresponds to 92%. While 7.5, it is the lower real limit for the category of x equals 8. It is also the upper real limit for the category x equals 7, in which case 7.5 corresponds to 80%. Okay. Now, because, back to the question, we're interested in looking for the percentage rank for the percentile rank. I made a typo there. No, so it should say percentile rank in the question. Sorry, I just made that change. And as you can see, I've also made the change. It was a typo again. It should say percentile rank rather. So again, back to what we're interested in considering, x equals 8. And we're looking for the corresponding percentile rank. I'm going to use the question mark to indicate what we're trying to look for. And again, back to the procedure, we will first figure out the relative distance. The relative distance between 8.5 to 8, as well as from 8 to 7.5. As you can see, the two distances, as per the idea of interpolation, we've got distance A describing how many units apart 8.5 is from 8, as well as B, how many units apart in relation to 8 and 7.5. This is what we figure. A indicates a distance of 0.5 units. And same for B, actually. Same for B in this situation. Also 0.5 units. That is to say, 8 is equidistant between, from 8.5 as well as from 7.5. Now, in this situation, we can, in a rather straightforward fashion, determine right away that the percentile rank that corresponds to x equals 8 is right smack in the middle. So what we can what we can do here is to consider the entire distance, which we can label as 12 units. And half of this gives us 6 units both ways. So 6 units below 92%, 6 units above 80%. Well, this is what we obtain. We come to the conclusion of 86%. So to the question, what is the percentile rank for x equals 8? This is the correct answer. Consider another question. We'll keep the entire setup right there, but change the question to what is the percentile rank for x equals 6? Let's just take a look at this. Now in this situation, what we need to do is, first of all, looking at x equals 6, the range within which we would find that information. So 6 is right smack in the middle of the upper and lower limits of 6.5 and 5.5. With their corresponding cumulative percentages of 64% and 56%, that is to say, the percentile rank for x equals 0 will have to be somewhere between 64% and 56%. So right here, this is the question mark. This is what we're trying to figure out. As relevant to x equals 6. You with me so far? And very similar to the previous procedure, because looking at where 6 is in relation to 6.5 and 5.5, it's right smack in the middle with the same number of units. We again have a midpoint situation. So it's not exactly a bad thing to cut corners a slight bit. Midpoint between 56% and 64% is, well, you can even eyeball the math right there. Okay, so we've got 8 units apart. 4 units, we subtract 4 units from 64%, that gives us 60. We add 4 units to 56%, we also get 60. That's the answer. So to the question, what is the percentile rank for x equals 6? The answer is 60%. There we go. Okay, well, let's change things up a little bit. So let's consider a different kind of question. What is the 73rd percentile? The 73rd percentile. There was a typo, should not have used TH, should have put RD, 73rd percentile. What is the 73rd percentile? And with this question, what we're expecting is to come up with an answer of x equals something. So we're figuring out where x is that corresponds to the 73rd percentile according to this distribution in front of us. Now, the 73rd percentile, if you look under the column of cumulative percentage, you will see that it's somewhere between 80% and 64%. Somewhere between 80% and 64%. Let's just quickly indicate this. 73. And 80% and 64%, they correspond to, respectively, 7.5 as well as 6.5. And again, with this question, we're trying to figure out what x is right here, right where the question mark is. Again, back to the procedure that by now you are probably very, very familiar with. Let's figure out the relative distances of the 73rd percentile from 80% and from 64%. Now, between 80% and 73%, we have how many units? We've got 7 units. And between 73 and 64, we've got 9 units. If we use the reference point of x equals 7.5, which corresponds to 80% as the reference unit, then what do we make of this? Let's figure out the relative proportion. Okay, so here's the procedure. We would divide 7 by the sum of 7 plus 9. This will give us 7 divided by 16, a fraction. Converting this fraction into a decimal gives us 0.4375. And the procedure goes, we will then look at 0.4375 in relation to the units of separation between 7.5 and 6.5. Now, between 7.5 and 6.5 essentially is 1, or we can put 1.0. And now the procedure is to subtract from 1.0 0.4375. Do you see? And we would obtain, now 0.5624 would describe the x-score in relation to how far is it above 6.5, and 0.4375 describes how far below the score of x of interest is from 7.5. And therefore, to conclude, responding to the question, what is the 73rd percentile? What is the 73rd percentile? All we need to do is to, you can do it, you can figure out the answer from either of the direction, from 7.5 or from 6.5. Let's just use 7.5. Here is the math. 7.5 subtract 0.4375, which gives us 7.0625. Therefore, the answer we would indicate such as x equals 7.0625. This is the x-score that corresponds to the 73rd percentile. I hope this tutorial helps. Nothing, again, is in the way for you to rewatch this video and gain further clarity and mastery of the subject matter. More of such will be made available in the foreseeable future. Hit the like and subscribe buttons to stay up to date of quality tutorials that can help you succeed in your studies. You've been watching Mr. Benji at Mr. Benji Now on YT. I'm a college instructor in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Until next time.